Okay, I'd like to welcome to our program sa Facts First si Professor Solita Maring Winnie or Ma'am Winnie Monsod. Good evening po, ma'am. Thank you for joining us
Hi,
tonight sa Facts
Mr.
First.
Kanina. What were you
Okay.
talking about Facebook kanina? Anong
Ah,
sinasabi mo?
pinag-uusapan po namin yung ang context po ng discussion namin ni Xiao Chua yung yung 'di ba yung sinabi ng isang artista na history is like chismis. Tapos napunta toward the end of the discussion yung experience ni Xiao Chua na yung Facebook, siya pa yung binan for 30 days dahil pinost niya yung sagot niya dun sa isang nantotroll sa kanya. Kasi yun ang problema po sa Facebook eh. 'Di ba kayo rin po may problema sa Facebook? Tama ba?
Na, na, naban ako.
Nabanding kayo?
My
For what?
news.
For what?
When I posted my first column on my blog site, after I did 4 hours, all of a sudden I was taken out. But my daughter, I don't know what they did, but anyway, they said they would bring it back on. Kasi I'm not very literate when it comes to these things. This is the first time all of a sudden I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, and I have my blog. So I put
Oo
my
nga.
column on my blog, and I got a lot of response. But I put on, and my daughter put it on Facebook. After 4 hours, the Facebook closed, or they something, they dis they they something it. And this morning, I don't know what she did, but they said they would put it back on.
Sige. Sige
So
ma'am, before we go to the
at least it was
before
not 30 days.
Okay. Buti nakabalik kayo sa Facebook, no? If I may ask, no, ma'am. By the way, dito baka naiiba baka nagulat kayo, no? Mas nagfi-Filipino po ako dito, no? Compared dun sa program ko before sa ANC. Kasi I realize mas magandang in Filipino para mas marami pong ma-reach na audience, no? Ma'am, gusto ko kayong tanongin, no? Nabasa ko yung column niya, yung huling column niya sa Philippine Daily Inquirer. And then you
Oo.
decided to put your content po on social media. What happened po ba? What happened?
What do you mean? What happened? What
What
happened
happened to
with
you sa
what?
Inquirer?
Oh, well,
Uh,
no,
which
they
prompted you
sent me
to shift to social media?
they, they sent me a letter saying that they were discontinuing my column after 2 weeks because I had displayed conflict of interest kasi naging board member ako ng Rappler at saka I was daw touting Rappler in my columns, and that was conflict of interest, and so they and that merited my being removed as a columnist. And I was so shocked kasi sabi ko, Diyos ko po naman, board member ako ng Rappler 4 years. Ngayon lang nila, ngayon lang nila napupuna yon. Tapos yung when I first joined Philippine Daily Inquirer at 20 years ago, can you imagine? 20 years ago, I was writing, nagsusulat ako para sa business world.
Mm.
For the next 10 years, I was writing for Business World and writing for Daily Inquirer. So I was writing for kasi competing news organization daw yon. So but then they did not do anything to me, and then now all of a sudden with Rappler, they said, in
Conflict of
other words,
interest.
is walang visa yung kanilang excuse. I mean, that was such a horrible excuse. I said, I at least have the courtesy of some frankness. So I'm up to now. The story is pinaalis ako kasi naging board member ako ng Rappler.
And that's very unfortunate, no? Opo.
No, well, that's all right.
Opo. Oh, I'm sure. Kasi naman, ano na kayo, kumbaga you can go to any other platform that you choose. Yun nga yung maganda, lumipat kayo sa social media, no? Actually, inabutan ko po kayo nung nasa Inquirer pa ako kasi I spent 15 years there. Noon pa lang columnist na kayo doon, binabasa ko na kayo eh. Pero dito, yung reason na binigay sa inyo na conflict of interest, sabi nyo, ito sa horrible excuse, no? Pero ito,
No,
prangkang
really.
usapan lang. Do you think na someone really wanted you out? Or was it because of your columns that were critical
Well,
to the Marcoses
I
or
am not going
Duterte?
to ang sama ng loob ko, hindi ako, parang basura ako na, you have fixed nose. And that's it. And that's what I did not like. I did not like the logic of the reasoning they used, because I said, it does not apply to me, because this is my being a member of the board is 4 years old na. And when I first entered nga Inquirer, for 10 years I was working 2
Business World.
newspapers at the same time.
Mm-mm.
So how can that possibly be an excuse?
Mm-mm.
Can you think
Okay.
of, can you tell me, Christian? What do you
Your
think?
your intelligent guess is as good as mine. Alam naman natin na marami nangyayari behind the scenes, no?
Well,
I've experienced that
yeah,
also. Alam po natin 'yan. Oo.
but you did not leave Inquirer like that.
No, hindi. I left because ANC got me. Ang ang experience ko da related dun sa experience nyo, yung experience ko sa ABS-CBN. Because I was unceremoniously fired by Carlo
What
Catig
is
back
the term
there.
unceremonious? Oh,
Ha?
what do you mean by unceremonious? Describe
Paano
unceremonious.
ba? Ako na interview ni Maring Winnie, magaling talaga si Maring Winnie, no?
Siyempre, mas
Let's just say
mapagkaya
ganito. Let's just say I signed a contract now. Less than a week later, I was given my walking paper. For example, sinabi sa akin ngayon. Hindi, kunwari sinabi sa akin ngayon. I-discontinue yung program mo. Sabi ko, kailan effective? Immediately? Tonight. I mean,
Wow.
what kind of firing is that, di ba? Hindi ka man lang binigyan ng, siguro in the next 2 days or 2 episodes, pwede pa. Effective immediately. So, ganun yun. Ako na, interview ni Maring Winnie, ha?
Salamat sa PDI kasi 2 weeks binigay sa
Oo, mas maganda yun sa inyo.
ano lang. No, but did you ask? Did you talk to your
Hindi, ang
whatever,
official line that was given to me na it was tawag dito, my brand of journalism is not aligned with the direction of the company. Okay? Pero that's BS, 'di ba? Hindi ko na ikikwento, marami pang nangyari diyan.
No, but so you said what brand? Would you tell me what? Because as I recall, I enjoyed watching you because you just were so frank and you were so balanced. You always gave both sides. So what that's not a good brand, yung being balanced and giving both sides. And
Siguro
research.
yung brand, it's better to ask the CEO kung ano yung brand ng company niya, ng brand of journalism na gusto ng company niya. Pero I was told hindi aligned yung brand of journalism ko. Ang sa akin naman, that's how journalism should be, di ba? Kumbaga, no BSS allowed.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, it's their loss. So no problem.
Sa akin,
Well,
okay yun,
anyway.
ma'am. Because honestly, mas nag-enjoy ako dito sa format na to eh. I can be more myself. And like I mentioned before in a previous episode, ang sarap ng feeling na liberation eh. Yung bang after ng isang episode, wala kang matatanggap na tawag after a few days, reklamo from a friend of an executive, yung ganun ba? Hindi ka
Yeah.
hindi ka malilecturean mistakenly about what objectivity is all about. Yun ang yun ang hindi magandang nangyayari, di ba? You can understand if you were, ano pa?
You mean to say, Christian, somebody
Kami-
questioned objectivity?
Sorry?
You were questioned about your objectivity?
Yeah. Oo, may mga ganon.
Oh my God.
Yung objectivity, nakailang lecture na ako dito sa program na to about objectivity. I would only wish na yung mga powers that be actually understood what objectivity was all about. Yun nga. Kasi, yun nga di ba? Alam niyo yan, ma'am Alam niyo yan dahil ano kayo
Well, alam
expert
mo,
din kayo sa field na to Oo.
being in social media is such a liberating, as you say. Talagang liberating. Kasi,
Mm.
you know, you work at your own time. I'm also going to copy you. I'm going to be also on, what do you call it? But
YouTube.
you sent you this streamline, ano yun?
StreamYard.
Streamyard.com. I had such a hard time. I had to, tinawagan pa yung anak ko. Sabi ko, walk through this. So
Hindi
he
kasi
finally did. So he actually walked me. We were talking on the phone, and he actually walked me, and I finally got in. So when I learned this thing, naku, watch out yan.
ang saya kausap ni Maring Winnie, no? Kasi pinadala ko pong link sa kanya, StreamYard. Ang StreamYard po kasi, it works better pag Chrome yung browser. So, minsan pag Safari, nagkakaroon ng problem. So, yun yung naging issue ni Ma'am Winnie. Sige ma'am, imumove ko na.
Ang problema,
Natatawa ako
hindi ko
kasi
alam. But
marami natutuwa
anyway,
po sa interview natin eh. Kasi ang naging program daw natin ngayon, Tonight with Winnie Monsod. Sige ma'am, let's talk about your shift to social media, no? Ang naging title po ng page nyo, ng inyong blog, no? As I see it. At ang first topic nyo, if
oo.
I'm not mistaken, you fact-checked the inaugural address of President Bongbong
Well,
Marcos.
I called it false claims, inaccurate statements, and exaggerations.
Bakit po?
Nilagay ko doon, lahat yung mga, most of them were related kasi to his late father's administration.
Mm.
Talagang ibang-iba ang narrative kesa sa, the historical fact and kung ano ang sinasabi na ito. Diyos ko, nakakatakot talaga. And then I learned just this morning that pati yung sinabi niya na he had the biggest mandate in
Yeah.
all election history. Mali yung pala. Yung
Mm.
si President Quezon, nung tumakbo siya noong 1935, binigyan siya ng 68% mandate. Itong si Bongbong is only 58%. Tapos noong 1939, nung re-election ni Manuel Quezon, 81% ang mandato niya. 81% of the voters chose him. So how
Mm.
can the Marcos the younger say that he had the greatest mandate? It is so totally against the facts that parang yung natatakot ako because he does seem to deny facts. He just wants what he wants. He just wants to hear what he wants to hear, and that's it.
Parang
Hindi yan
without,
pwede
without batting an
bansa
eyelash.
natin. No,
Eto ma'am, ito yung isa kong gustong pag-usapan. Kasi 'di ba there was a part in his speech when he said, I'm going to paraphrase, no? Parang hindi na natin kailangan mag-dwell dun sa past. Let's not look back in anger. Pero extensively pinag-usapan niya, may reference siya sa kanyang father, no? At hindi niya binanggit yung golden age na term, if I'm not mistaken. Pero yun ang yun ang portrayal, 'di ba? Tama po ba?
Oo nga. You know what? I think two speech writers who were not talking to each other. So he was saying, let us wag na kayong mag-dwell sa past. Tapos, duel siya ng duel. Ang dami
Mm.
niyang beses, So I said, what is the matter? Maybe his speech writers did not talk to each other. Tapos, he just chose the best parts of their speeches. I don't know. Anyway, your views are exactly mine also. And
Eto,
the point
eto.
is that's not a good time for us, because when you make decisions, you have to base it on hard data, on evidence. And
Mm.
if your decisions are made on the basis of just stories, Diyos ko, I want him to succeed. Gusto kong mag-succeed siya. Kaya sa umpisa pa lang sinasabi ko, hoy, pwede ba? Huwag kang gumawa ng ganyan kasi masama yan para sa bansa.
Ayan, yan ang trademark
Sorry.
ni Ma'am Winnie. Talagang
Bakit?
sisitahin. Eto ma'am, eto yung tanong ko. Sige. How do you see Bongbong Marcos's understanding of the economy based on what you are reading, hearing from him?
Well, based on what I'm reading from him, he has not said anything about the economy yet. But based on what he has done, meaning to say, he has chosen excellent economic managers. I mean, the core team, the
Mm.
NEDA, Finance, Central Bank. Yeah, ako pati yung budget, but I think the
Budget.
budget is um, is Diokno's choice.
Yeah, Joknos
Bigla,
person yun eh.
I think BIR is also
Yeah.
Diokno's choice. So I think Mr. Marcos is living up to this team. Now, whether he is going to follow the recommendations or not is another matter. But I am confident that this team has the most objective, uh, you know, very objective about the economy, etc. So he does not have to understand economics as long as he follows the recommendations of the economic team he has, which is, I think, one of the best.
Yun nga. Ito ma'am, do you also see some sort of an irony here? Si
Are we
RC
talking in
Balisacan,
English
di
or
ba?
Tagalog? Oo.
Sige, sorry.
Ano?
Tagalog na tayo. Tagalog. Meron ba kayo nakikitang parang irony dito, 'di ba? Example yung sa NEDA, ang kinuha niya si yung nagbabalik si Arsenio Balisacan. 'Di ba meron pong libro si
Magaling yun.
Arsenio Balisacan tungkol sa poverty and
Of course.
nandoon yung nangyari nung panahon ng kanyang tatay.
Exactly. Kaya sabi ko sa kanya, he should ask RC Balisacan. RC Balisacan will tell him all he wants to know about the agricultural history of his country and rice, and will tell him about poverty.
Oo.
So
Yun nga.
in fact, I think he should have chosen RC as his agriculture secretary. If not
Instead of
RC,
NEDA.
somebody like Emil Javier, but Emil Javier made the mistake of criticizing his father's Masagana 99
Program.
program. Wala na.
Ito nga pala,
Yan,
yung what do you
ako,
think of anong tingin niyo rin sa decision ni President Marcos so far na hawakan po yung Agriculture Department? Pwede naman kasing gawin yan kahit sinong presidente, pero yun ang pinili niya. Tsaka ano sa tingin niyo yung optics kaya nun? Yung parang wala pa siyang makuhang Agriculture Secretary.
hindi, yung optics is for political purposes. Kasi parang mararamdaman ng mga tao na talagang, this is very important. So, siya ang handle. Pero wala siyang kompetensya. That's difficult. Because, if he says, I want to do this because my father did this, and his father's program failed, my God, where are we? Kasi alam mo, meron tayong problema dyan. I mean, for example, yung statement niya na gusto niyang maging 20 pesos per kilo yung bigas.
Bigas. Yeah.
Talagang, out of this world yan. Sabi ng lahat ng mga agriculturists, lahat ng mga economists, Diyos ko, hindi pwede yan. Pwede yan kung bibigyan, if government comes in, subsidizes everything. Pero saan kukunin ng gobyerno ang pera?
Oo.
Sabi
Mababaon
nung
sa
isang-
utang ang gobyerno.
Ay talaga, kasi bibilhin nila yung rice at say at 24 pesos and sell it at 20 pesos. Meron silang lugi dyan, hindi ba? And that will cost maybe, according to this economist that I read, it will cost 200 billion pesos a year. Diyos ko, wala tayong ganyang pera. Unless, of course, in the first year, decides to pay back his family's utang sa gobyerno na naging 203 billion pesos na, hindi ba? Kasi noong 1995, 23 billion lang yata yung utang ng estate ng tatay niya. 23 billion, sabi ng Supreme Court. Ngayon, sa hindi wala silang bayad for 25, for 27 years, naging 203 billion na yan. Ngayon, kung ibibigay niya yan for the first year, aba, pwede niyang i-subsidize yung mga tao for the
Ma'am,
rice purchases next year.
may nagtatanong po dito, si Blue Gray. Kinuha raw po ba kayong
Oo.
tutor before ni Bongbong Marcos?
Hindi si Bongbong ang nagkuha sa akin, yung tatay niya. Ang tatay niya kinausap yung university president, yung university president ng UP, kinausap yung dekano ko, tinawag ako, sinabi, pwede ba? Abay, ano sasabihin mo sa dekano? You know, of course I will go. But, you know, it was only twice because ay nga may problem na hindi ko alam yon nung ngayon ko lang nalaman na pala may problema siya sa Oxford na lumagpak siya sa exam niya sa economics at saka politics. This was his last chance. So his father asked for some help.
And how was it po?
And to say that, you know, I am given to understand that he did pass the economics exam when he took it. But he unfortunately did not pass the politics. But that does not mean he is an intelligent consumer of economic information. Maybe he will be, but nothing that he has done so far makes me think that he will be an intelligent consumer. His intelligence has gone to the point where he has picked the best team. I think one of the best teams, economic teams we have, who are in sync with each other.
Mm-mm.
So as I told you at the beginning, you know, kung papakinggan niya yung team niya, makakaalis tayo sa economic crisis. Pero kung hindi niya pakikinggan, walang mangyayari. At saka, miskin niya pakinggan yung team niya, pero muloy yung corruption sa government at yung efficient government, wala rin nangyayari. So it's really a hard choice. I mean, this man he's going to have a very difficult time already. So if he makes it more difficult, then we are going to lose. The Filipino people are going to lose.
Mm. Pero ano, if it's any consolation, 'di ba? Usually po yung choice ng economic team ng isang bagong upong presidente, that signals a lot, 'di ba? Especially doon po sa mga investors. So that can trigger instability or stability, 'di ba?
Kung hindi niya pinakinggan, anong mangyayari?
So nasa Pangulo pa rin.
Of course, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. I really urge him to please, I mean, whatever recommendations, pabayaan niya muna. Kasi I really don't think he has the ability to come to a decision himself.
Okay.
In the same way that, tignan nyo, sa agriculture, so he's going to spend a lot of time, nag-meeting na siya. Pero alam mo, si Noynoy Aquino, nag-meeting sila ng gabinete. The moment he took office and he swore them into office, di ba sinabi sa atin ng mga commentator na magkakaroon ng cabinet meeting?
Yeah.
On
Meron
July
agad.
1.
Pati si Duterte, di ba? May meeting agad.
Yeah, si Duterte at saka si Noynoy. I think even calling when I was there, nag-meeting ka agad. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi sila nag-meeting. Kasi maybe it's hindi pa kompleto. Ayun nga ang kinakatakutan ko. Yung mga yung hindi na kukompletohan, this health secretary,
DNR.
May health crisis tayo. DNR, natural resources, environmental crisis. Energy secretary, we have an energy crisis. wala pang medyo matagal siyang mag-isip ano? O
Or
baka walang
baka
gusto
walang
niya.
takers.
Ewan ko lang. I don't know.
Eto
But
ma'am,
but
dito, pag-usapan natin yung economic recovery na nakikita nyo siguro in the coming years, no? Dito kasi may statement yung kanyang finance secretary, si Secretary Diokno, no? Yung basically it seems to downplay the weakening peso. Ano ba dapat yung tamang pagtingin po rito? Humihina talaga yung piso natin. Siyempre meron siyang benefits at meron siyang meron siyang mga dangers, okay?
I
Tama ba yung
development
pag-downplay
economics.
dito sa weakening peso?
Of course, of course. That is, in fact, that is one of the things that will help us recover. Kasi mahina ang productivity natin. Ayun. You
Okay.
know, our productivity is not very high. We are, one of the least productive in Asia. We are productive. At least the fact that our peso, our goods are cheap in terms of foreign currency. See, na depreciate yung currency natin is going to help. That will make our exports more attractive, and it will make our imports less attractive. You cannot imagine what that will do to our balance of payments. Kasi last year, this year, up to now, our balance of is in very, very huge deficit. We have to change that. And the way we can change it is by depreciating. Allow it to depreciate. The central bank, if it wanted to, could try to hold back, but I don't think that's the right strategy. You cannot hold back because you will lose all your reserves. All right, and if you hold back, you are you are essentially saying, you know, never mind if the exports don't grow so much, or never mind if the imports are moving so high, we will just go ahead. Cannot be. We have to we have to reverse that situation. So I
Okay.
am talagang I agree with him. Downplay. Alam mo sinong nag-apply yun? Yung mga newspapers lang eh.
Mm-mm.
You know, sabi ko nga sa I don't know, somebody asked me, and I said we must be the only country in the world who thinks that that having your peso cheaper, which makes your Philippine goods cheaper and more attractive, and your Philippines location attractive to the world because their dollar goes much much further, di ba? We're the only country in the world who gets afraid when we depreciate. I swear to you,
Mm-mm.
Christian, that's the better. Of course, we would like to have a market determined, but that is impossible to do at this point. So, so you have to choose. Would you like your peso overvalued or your
Or
peso undervalued? And boy,
okay.
the answer is, I want that peso undervalued because I want to increase my exports and I want to tamper down my imports, or at least, that will give the people, yung mga businesses natin, a chance to try to find out whether they can substitute for those imports. Hindi ba?
Okay.
Very market-oriented fashion.
Opo. Ma'am, may nagtatanong dito tungkol dun sa self-sufficiency. Kasi dun sa, although tinatch nyo to sa article nyo, no? Hindi naman tayo sure kung ang tinutukoy ba niya rice self-sufficiency or ano ba yung ginamit yung term? Food, no? Food self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
Uh, was this
No,
achieved ba by
it's
any
no
administration?
rice self-sufficiency or food. Food, nobody, no administration
Yeah.
in the world wants to have
Oo.
food self-sufficiency. That is the most wrong way of
Yeah.
doing it. Bakit ka,
So,
bakit ka magpo-produce ng lahat ng pagkain mo kung mas
oo,
mura
oo.
kung bilhin mo ng from outside?
Correct.
Diyos
Oo.
ko.
Kaya
Rice
nga may kalakal.
self-sufficiency.
Okay. Ang ginamit
Oo.
niya kasi sa kanyang
Ayun,
speech, food eh. Di ba ginamit niya sa speech
kaya
niya, food?
sabi ko sa'yo, because Christian, he does not seem to manifest any economic intelligence so far. So that's why leave it to the economic managers and follow them until he learns. And I hope he learns. Di ba? I mean, because the country is too important to fiddle around with. Na I don't like it. And
Ma'am,
with rice
Ma'am
self,
Winnie,
oh,
bagay sa inyo tong ano, tong subtitle nitong program na to eh. No holding back. Pwede kayong mag-program, ano? Maring Winnie, no holding back.
well, listen, I have never ever held back in my life, and that's why I maybe I was fired from the Inquirer, but it certainly I could not possibly have been fired for being a
Oo.
board member of Radio.
Alam niyo ma'am, social media is perfect for you. You should start your own YouTube channel.
Ay, nako.
Okay, doon tayo sa
Well,
rice. Eto, doon po tayo sa rice self-sufficiency. Nadidinig na naman din natin to ng mga previous administrations, eh, no? Pero dito, siguro, bago nyo sagutin yon, do you think si Bongbong Marcos as president is the right person to head the agriculture department at this time? Kasi
I
napakalaking
told you,
departamento po nito eh, di ba?
no, no, his energies and his strength have to be for all because we are in so many crises. President Duterte left us with a health crisis, an energy crisis, an education crisis, aside from the moral crisis and our economic crisis. He is the president. He has to oversee that whole thing to make him concentrate on one where he does not have, pardon my economics, a comparative advantage or even, you know, some, well, some knowledge is deadly, is deadly. When there are agriculture, I mean, economists who are, who are who can do that job much better than he, and he can concentrate on other things in which he has more knowledge. Di ba?
Like what?
Wouldn't
Like
you
what?
say that? Think me think for 3 days and I will tell you. Call me up in 3 days.
Grabe naman. I was
All
thinking,
right.
I was thinking along the lines of local government, siguro, or
Yeah, well, what was yung nung nasa Senado siya? Saan siya?
Committee on Local Government.
O yun,
Ayan.
meron na siyang experience doon.
Kasi-
O,
Tapos ito,
simbahan niya.
you touch on
Ano
the
man local
Masagana
government?
19. Ano po?
Yeah.
You touch
Masagana
on the
99.
Masagana 99. Kasi I remember a few years ago, even Senator Amy Marcos, ano to eh, no? I think last year or 2 years ago, binida rin po niya ito, di ba? And if I'm not mistaken, binara siya dito ni ano eh, ni Finance Secretary Dominguez, no?
Pero sabi ni Secretary Dominguez, hindi nag-export ang Pilipinas. Hindi tama
Mm.
yon. Talagang nag-export. Ang problema, yung nag-export tayo, lugi tayo. Because
Mm.
because the value of the exports was less than what it cost us to produce.
Oo. Abonado.
That was the problem. The Masagana 99 was really it started out as a very good program. It's an emergency, talagang may crisis, rice crisis ang Pilipinas noon. And Masagana 99, ang objective ng Masagana 99 is to increase the productivity of rice from the 40 cans a hectare to 99. Kaya nga naging Masagana 99 yan eh. To 99 kabans per hectare. And, for the first year, really, we were able to surmount the rice crisis. But it was not because of increasing the productivity. It was because increase the land devoted to rice.
Mm.
And then, nagkaroon ng corruption, nagkaroon ng credit problems, etc., etc., political interference, etc. So that Masagana 99 started very good and went downhill all the way. And finally, in 1980 or something, it kind of stopped. And then in 1984, we let it go. In other words, it was not a, a resounding success. All right? At aside from that, sinabi ko, nagkaroon ng credit. Ayun ang sinabi ni Dominguez, talagang totoo yun. There were about 800 banks, or 80 or 800, I don't know, that had to
Local
close
banks.
down because hindi sila binabayaran. The loan repayment rate went from 96% to 60% or below 60% because
And
the
the
farmers could not pay. And then
Oo.
may problema, there are not enough technicians. So ang agricultural technicians to help the farmers. So ang linabas nila yung mga workers who were not really technicians, political appointees. So that's what happened. There is in YouTube a Zoom meeting. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a forum on what happened to Masagana 99, and the discussants in that panel were those who were implementing Masagana 99. And si Emil Javier was the moderator. This was sponsored by the batch 1960 agricultural alumni of the Los Baños Agriculture. So it's all there. Sinabi nila talaga, it succeeded for the first time and then it failed afterwards because of the corruption, the credit. Well, that's part of the corruption, political interference, etc. So if you say, let us do Masagana 99, everybody would say, oh, please don't. We can't do it. We have to do a new one which will be sure that hindi magkakaroon ng credit problems, hindi magkakaroon ng corruption, etc. There were people who were, some banks lend to ghost farmers because everybody was pushing. And so there was no time to review the credit sides. That's why there were 800 banks who turned belly up. And to top it all, the farmers did not make money because their costs of production were so high.
Doon sa pagbenta ng ano nila.
So the farmers did not benefit. The banks did not benefit. The country did not benefit. So how can you say it's success?
Okay. Ma'am, before we end this discussion, gusto kong kunin yung opinion niyo dun sa very significant action ni President Marcos early on, yung pag-veto niya doon sa bill creating the Bulacan Special Economic Zone. Okay? Was it the right thing to do?
Yes.
Kasi iba kinukulayan to sa in the context of the sibling rivalry supposedly. Pero I'd like to focus to sa mismong proyekto Okay?
I don't think so because the Human Development Report, the Philippine Human Development Report, already discussed these mga export zones and free port zones, etc. And it said that they're very unsuccessful. And this, Joe Salceda probably wanted to push it. I don't know why, but this thing was really not thought out very well. Kasi ang dami-dami masyadong binibigay ang poder sa authorities ng that export processing, that export zone. When I read it, I said, okay pala itong si Bongbong Marcos. Meron pala siyang sinasabi. I mean that it hit his sister's favorite. I have no idea what the sibling rivalry is there. But I do know that export processing zones in like Subic Bay and Clark they cost more than they benefit. At least
Mm.
that's what that is what the conclusion, the findings of the Human Development Report was of the Philippines was. So and they're very good analysts. I agree with that. I can you imagine all of a sudden all of a sudden give Bulacan, that airport is in a location which is itself disputed because
Oo.
mga marshland yan, etc.
Oo.
Tapos bibigyan mo pa ng just because of, Ramon Ang, I don't know whether she is one of your advertisers, but
Wala.
it's no good.
Independent tayo, ma'am. We can
Oh, good.
speak freely. Independent 'tong ginagawa natin, okey lang.
Yeah.
Oo. Hindi, pero
Don't,
nadinig ko yung sinabi nung ano, nung I heard this interview with the governor ng Bulacan, 'no. Ang sinabi naman niya tuloy pa rin yung yung construction ng airport. Ang vinito lang yung talagang bill creating the special economic zone.
yes, yes. Tuloy ang construction. Hindi ko alam kung talagang bakit eh. I think na-sure yung NEDA because of, there was political pressure there. How can you have an airport? Ang Clark is so near.
Mm.
It's 30 minutes away. Why
Tsaka
are you building in Bulacan?
I remember, mama, hindi ko lang maalala kung sino yung mga senador na Parang there was one hearing during the pandemic sa Senado. Di ba online siya? I was listening. I was watching. May ilang senador biglang nilalagay sa calendar. Gustong pag-usapan on the floor. Yung bill na yan. Tapos may ibang senador nag-call out. Parang they were saying, bakit ba napaka-importante niyan sa inyo at this time? Yan.
Naku, malisyoso ang mind pala, Christian.
Hindi. Napanood ko siya before sa isang Senate hearing. I'm not imputing anything. Pero lang, meron talagang siguro there's certain legislators who felt very passionate about the importance of this piece of legislation siguro, no.
Yeah. Well,
Sige.
I cannot, from an economist's point of view, I cannot see why Bulacan was chosen as an airport when Clark is so close to it. It's only 30 minutes away. Magkakaroon problema dyan sa airplanes going in and out of Bulacan and Clark. Manila Domestic International Airport is close by. Isasarado ba ang Manila Domestic and International Airport? Sasaraduhin ba yun? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, sige.
So,
ma'am, sige. Before we end, ma'am,
okay na.
Before we end, ma'am, I remember encourage ko kanina sa discussion natin to start your own YouTube channel, no? Warning ko lang kayo sa mga katulad nitong si Onir Limbog. Ayan. Kaya naging vlogger ka na lang, puro ka kasi marites. Isa po to sa mga tangang troll So mag-ingat kayo sa mga tangang troll. Maraming ganyan
Ano marites? Anong ibig sabihin ng marites?
Chismosa ay ibig sabihin. Tapos tanong lang, bakit nawala yung programong After the Fact? Walang S. At naging vlogger tulad ni Rambo Talabong ng Fake News Rappler. Ayan. Marami kayong ma-encounter na ganyan. Yung mga good for nothing na mga... Ingat kayo sa ganyan.
All you have to do, anybody, is listen to her program and they will find out. Alam mo, ang problema, yung mga ibang politiko dyan, wala silang alam. Kaya pag tinatanungan mo sila ng mahirap na question, nabibisto sila. Ayun ang nangyari.
Ay, alam niyo, ma'am, marami akong kwento diyan. Pwede ko isulat as a book. Yung encounters ko with political figures that I interviewed before. Pati yung mga...
I would love to.
Ito hindi to chismis, totoo ta. Kasi 'di ba pag face to face ang interview, kayo rin 'di ba ma'am nung pag nag-interview kayo face to face, nakikita niyo yung mga guests yung kinakabahan, 'di ba? At saka yung talagang they're just swinging it. Wini-wing it lang yung interview. Yung hindi handa.
That's they come unprepared and then they expect you to be kind. I mean, I don't think I don't think you were ever bastos or
Yeah.
anything like that. But you asked hard questions,
Ang
which
napansin ko
you were
lang,
entitled.
apparently, some news owners do not understand that part of journalism. I remember ito, yung mga interviews that really got me into trouble.
Uh-uh.
Yung
Did you really,
one time,
did you
hmm?
really get called by
Yeah,
management after your interviews? My God,
oo. May mga ano pa, mga inquiry.
that's a black eye on ABS-CBN.
Example, yeah, I remember one interview I did was with then Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles. Ang topic was the upcoming nomination by PDP Laban of Bongo as their standard
Oh,
bearer. Eh syempre, as a journalist, 'di ba, kahit sino, unless bayad ka, syempre tatanungin mo, siya na ba pinaka-qualified ng lahat ng PDP Laban members? Neophyte senator 'yan. They didn't like
oh,
the questions and apparently nagreklamo sa office, nagkaroon pa ng mga kung ano ng mga pangyayari. I mean, things like that happen. I'm really discussing this in public dahil tinanong nyo. Kasi maganda malaman ng mga nanonood sa atin na yung mga ganyang issues talagang nandun yung panggigipit sa mga periodista nyo. Na akala nyo kasi ang kalaban lang namin trolls, di ba? They're also enemies from within.
of
Ayan.
course. No, but maybe that was at the time when ABS-CBN was fighting for its life.
Yeah,
Is it? I don't
actually,
know what the time
yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
It was fighting
Actually,
for its life, and it was
yeah,
trying to please the powers that be.
I
But
suppose
you
so.
know,
Pero ma'am, may sagot ako dyan. That I could understand. Really, I could understand that. Siguro that's a prudent decision siguro. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan yung mismong core values ng journalism.
ayun,
Uh,
ayan ang
yun yung
problema.
dinudurog. Yung para bang, hindi, tama si na Alan Peter Cayetano mali yung journalism na ginagawa mo. Yun ang hindi ko matanggap. Sa akin kasi may mga red lines po
Ayun.
ako. May mga non-negotiables. Ayan. Kaya
Absolutely.
ito,
I agree with you.
mm.
Thank God.
Tsaka,
I mean, you know,
hindi, tsaka I'd like to,
well,
ano po? Go ahead, ma'am.
well, that's why we're better off online. I mean, in the social media where you don't get these interferences and behind the scenes machinations, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Mm,
At saka,
Kaya
ano lang naman
makasabi
yan,
ko,
ma'am.
wag kang tatanong ng ganyan. At least
Opo.
I was never told not to ask questions, or I was never berated for asking questions. Never.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was
Oo.
just protected by my producer and by my president, I don't know. But
Oo.
but they never.
Although I must say, within the ABS-CBN newsroom, marami talaga mga ano dyan, mga fighters, mga real journalists
Yes.
who I really respect a lot, 'di ba? Pero syempre, pag ang ah,
Alam
utos from the very
naman,
top.
baka naman your boss just did not like you.
Or pwede rin, baka
Diba?
napapangitan lang sa ilong ko or
Ayun ang problema mo eh.
yun lang pala yun, no? In-intellectualize ko pa, yun lang pala yun.
No, but
Oo. Or baka
I don't think
natutulisan sa kilay ko. Pwedeng ganun.
I no, but I don't think it's correct for anybody to try to tell you what you can and cannot do on TV.
Ah,
You know, there are rules, and as
yeah.
long as you obey those rules, they should not give you unwritten rules on the basis of
Yeah.
somebody coming and calling them up and complaining about you.
Oo.
Well,
Tsaka sa akin ito, ma'am, ito yung natutunan ko sa buhay na to, no? Although you're much older than I am, no? Ang natutunan ko at this tender
I'm right.
age. Hindi, parang it's all about standing on correct principles. Hindi lang porke may prinsipyo ka, hindi ibig sabihin tama yan eh. Yung correct principles. At saka nakakatulog ka ba ng mahimbing sa gabi at natititigan mo ba diretso sa mata yung mga tao? Maski yung mga trolls. Na hindi ikaw yung nagsangla ng kaluluwa or ng prinsipyo in exchange for, let's say, keeping your job. Yun ang mga importante sa akin po.
Well, that's the right thing. That's always, you will never go wrong when you keep your values and your principles. If you
Oh,
bend your values and your principles because it is convenient, because your boss wants it, etc., that is the start of a downhill slide. And pretty soon you'll be known as a, not as a journalist anymore, but as a puta, di ba?
tuta,
Because you
lapdog.
continue what you're doing. Well, that's why when you asked to interview me, I immediately replied, yes, because I really respect you.
Wow,
I
thank you,
respect
mama. Coming from you.
your no, your every time I watch you on TV before, I always said that's a good question, that's a good tact, etc. Pero means there was one where medyo nakwad ka. I don't know. There was one time where you were medyo nagalit ka or something. You were discombobulated. Nahalata ko yun. But that was one time only.
Minsan
I'm
kasi,
sure
ma'am,
I've been
minsan,
discombobulated. Oo.
minsan kasi
Ano, ano?
nakakapikon yung in your face lie, yung pag nag-interview. Alam niyong complete BS, sasabihin pa straight with a straight face. Sabi ko, ano ba naman
Oo.
to?
Oo
At
nga.
saka yung gaslighting. Ayoko yung ginagawa nila, yung iga-gaslight ka pa. Oo.
Simula, ano yun?
Yung
What is gaslighting?
gaslighting, yung papalabasin na kasalanan nyo. I
Ay, yung
remember
bata.
there was an interview I did kay ano to Secretary Panelo pa nung time na yon. Ang pinag-uusapan namin yung ICC. Okay? I got the sense na
Yeah.
hindi naman niya talaga binasa ng mabuti yung Rome
Oo.
Statute. Ako naman, hindi ako yung lawyer Pero pinag-aralan ko because I had to prepare for that topic Even before. Kasi sinusulat ko siya at nire-report And then sasabihin ba naman ka na, I understand you're not a lawyer. I mean, don't play the lawyer card with me. Ikaw yung hindi nagbasa. At mali appreciation mo, di ba? Yun yung mga, yun yung mga
That's
gaslighting that I don't really like. Oo. Maraming ganyan Yung pag naubusan na ng argument, they would use the lawyer card. Although we're good talagang nag-ano pa
parang
rin
bobo
kami.
ka.
Ha?
Parang bobo ka. Yeah, I
Oo, may
mean,
mga ganon.
I will accept that there's certain technicalities that lawyers are better at. But you tend to read the law and you understand it. I mean, that law is written for the people to understand. So why do you need to be a lawyer to discuss it?
Hindi, tsaka yung
Di
basic
ba?
procedure lang naman ng what happens sa International Criminal Court, di ba? Hindi naman,
Ano
hindi,
akala mo mangyayari sa kaso against Duterte?
let's see.
You think the new president will allow that to happen?
That would be the interesting part. As they say, that would be the exciting part. Kasi there are a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts di ba?
Well, don't get me wrong, Christian. We will be stupid if we want this president to fail. We will be
Yeah, of
stupid.
course.
And that's
Of
why we
course.
are calling out and say, please don't go this way or don't go that way, because that going that way is a sure indication that you're going to
Oh.
fail. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing. Put
that's true,
that
ma'am.
to your trolls. Di
Actually,
ba? Who
that's what
wants
I
to?
said
Because you know
after,
the country will fail.
yeah. Alam niyo ma'am, after niya manalo, that was my position Sinabi ko kasi, siya yung official choice sa mga Pilipino Siya yung nanalo. I mean, you cannot do what others are doing. Yung mga critics, yung kahit anong gawin, lahat mali, di ba? Ang sa akin kasi, may kanya-kanya tayong role sa society, di ba? For example, you're a journalist. Hindi mo naman trabaho na manghimod, di ba? Na kahit sino nakaupo. At the same time, hindi naman masama pag nag-criticize ka or nag-call out. I mean, that's
Oh,
part of our role as a journalist and at the same time, civic duty na rin yun, di ba? Kasi ang problema sa atin ngayon, masyadong malakas intensyong idolatry ng maraming tao. They think that because they voted for someone, that person won't do any wrong. Ganun din naman Kunwari si Lenny nanalo, and you think
oh,
mali yung choice niya for this particular cabinet position, call her out.
by
Incompetent
the
itong
way,
ina-appoint. Mm.
Oo. But you know what? Hindi ka ba curious or puzzled? Why was there so few masa during the inauguration? And why was the concert, the Thanksgiving concert, so very poorly attended?
Yeah, I also noticed that. Kasi usually, if you got such a big mandate, no, 31 million, talagang nandun dapat yung ano eh, warm
Meron
body sa
akong
sobrang dami.
meron akong theory about that. Because I think that he won because of transactional politics. There
With
was a
the...
transaction.
Mm,
You pay and you. So when he did not pay anymore the voters, they're not going to come anymore. But they were paid enough, so they voted for him. I don't know. That's just my kasi ang distinction ko between the politics of Bongbong Marcos and the politics of Leno Robredo was Bongbong Marcos's politics was transactional and Leni Robredo's politics was transformational. And
what's the
that's
term?
why transformational.
Transformational. Okay.
Transform. He wanted to transform. My husband Christian has some very good examples of that. But think of that. Transactional
Okay.
politics versus transformational politics. And unfortunately, what we got is a transactional president.
Well,
Okay.
we deserve
So, and
the
I
people we
enjoy this
vote.
conversation, sweetie.
I also enjoyed this, Mama. I look forward to your YouTube channel. Tsaka let's do this again. I'll invite you again kung
I,
okay lang.
I have to learn because medyo bobs ako sa mga computer. Tinatawag ko nga yung anak ko.
Madali lang yan,
When
Ma'am.
I
Okay.
learn, naku, sige, turuan mo ako, ha?
Oo.
Okay. Thank
Sige,
you.
Ma'am, salamat.
Thank
Good
you.
evening po. It was a
Okay.
pleasure and an honor. Thank you po.
I enjoy talking with you. Bye.
Bye po.